Happy Thursday. It is announcement time.
That is right. And we are a little bit later than normal, but hey, we tell you, anytime after
one.
one, but we're here consistently on Thursdays.
So whenever we get to it.
Yeah. Today we took the staff out to lunch for pastor appreciation, staff appreciation, that pastor didn't get to attend. He had an appointment this morning that was early, that was prolonged.
Okay.
So we had to get him a to-go box and bring it back to him. Outside of that, it was great. We went to Olive Garden.
Okay. You ready for a nap then, is what you're
I
telling
am,
me.
man. Yes, I am. Ain't no time to nap, though, man. We've got choir practice tonight.
So when you sat down here just a moment ago, you asked the little question, and we can ask that and give people all the time to ponder.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I hold in my hand a Dum sucker stick. Mm-hmm. And my question is, do you know what makes something a sucker? Or my mother is calling. Mom, you're not on social media. So you wouldn't know that we're live. But what is the difference in a sucker and a lollipop?
What is the difference between a sucker and a lollipop?
What makes a lollipop and a sucker a sucker? What is...
So what we'd like for you to do is, first of all, let us know that you're watching.
Yes, and
where
where
you're
you're
watching from, right? And give us your answer as to what you think the difference between a sucker and a lollipop is.
Yes. I'm curious to find out if y'all know.
Anybody knows.
I did know.
I did not.
I was
close.
You were close.
But didn't quite know.
Close only counts in horseshoes.
And hand grenades.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I was trying to segue into the first one. I was going to say, speaking of hand grenades, but probably not a good time to have a hand grenade.
Probably
is
not.
when you're in the trunk or treat or at the trunk or treat, which is happening this Saturday on our main parking lot. It's the St. Albans Trunk or Treat. We've been asked to host it again for the second year. It's a great partnership. But everything starts at 4. That is for kids of all ages. I think we met with Scott and Kevin, who are over Parks and Rec this morning. They came to our staff meeting, and I think they've got like 40 vendors.
That's awesome.
That's huge. That's somewhere around like 10 more than what they even had last year.
And I think if you go to the St. Albans Park and Rec Facebook page, you also see a map of how everything's going to flow.
Yes, our very own Corey made that map.
That's awesome.
So,
Ernie McCutcheon says,
my dad says North Carolina.
Hey, Ernie, good.
Hey, Papa. And then
my wife.
Your wife. So,
Stacey.
hey, we got family watching us today.
It's all family. We're all family.
That is correct. Maybe one of us out in a song. I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God.
Yeah.
Had a little moment.
So, if you're a volunteer or have not yet signed up to be a volunteer, we need volunteers for Trunk or Treat. Trust me, I've listened to what the numbers are so far as volunteers go, and we need them.
Yeah, we put everybody to work.
Yep.
And it's a great time.
And don't come with the, with this, well, I want to be here or I want to be there. Just
come to serve.
Yeah, just be ready to be served.
Sure.
Watching from St. Albans, a lollipop is flat and a sucker is thicker.
Meredith Moore, how about you? You are correct. A lollipop is in fact flat.
In fact, flat.
In fact, flat.
Unlike the Earth.
And that is correct. And a sucker is round.
The sucker is round.
And
the Earth.
Yes, and as I pointed out to Chris, if you remember back in that fantastic Wizard of Oz movie, when the little guys came out holding their lollipops, we represent they were flat.
I was just going to ask you, do you think that's where you would have been cast in the Wizard of Oz?
Absolutely.
Or would one have been cast? Would two have been cast?
Yes, absolutely. Our original kids pastor, Pastor Michael, he was a Wizard of Oz fanatic.
Really?
Like fanatic. So, but hey, maybe we'll see some scarecrows and some Tin Men and some cowardly lions and maybe even some Dorothys at the trunk or treat.
Or even Totos.
So it's 4 o'clock to 6 on the property Saturday. Volunteers are supposed to be here at 2.
Right.
It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a great time, but we want you to come out. Look, Bethany's cheering Meredith on. So please come out for that. And then the next day, no, sorry, I'm wrong. A week later, Sunday, the 5th. Sunday the 5th.
Saturday the 4th.
Yeah. Which one do you want to do? Our next event, Saturday the 4th.
Right.
Ritchie City basketball.
Yeah.
My mind's already like, poosh.
And you haven't even started yet.
No,
I mean, you started sort of, but you haven't really started
I know.
yet.
Everything starts
So,
Saturday.
talk to me about volunteers for Reach the City. Did you come close to getting your goal?
No, we need a total of 12 coaches. So we have 4 divisions in 4 teams in each division. We have a kindergarten first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I need coaches for 12 teams.
What do you look for in a coach?
You have to have at least some basketball knowledge.
Okay.
Not necessarily basketball skill.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, like I love Hugs. Hugs was not built. I'm sure back in the day he was a great basketball player.
He was.
But he had a great basketball mind and was able to impart that knowledge to.
So he knew positions.
Yes.
Knew what they were supposed to do.
Honestly, if you like kids, and just want to like love on some kids and try to help them know basketball. You don't have to have a whole lot of skill for kindergarten and first grade because that's like herding cats.
Yeah.
You got to have patience.
They're not really going to know center, guard.
No, what we try to do is we look at it like a basketball camp that's stretched out over 6 weeks for them to be better at the end of the season than they were at the beginning.
Okay.
So, yeah, we have games on Saturdays. They practice 1 hour a week. But the goal is like for that kindergarten is we want to see them attempting to dribble the basketball by the time the season ends.
Gotcha.
You know, we don't call everything because if you did that, especially with that division, you'd never get the game finished. But 1, you got to love kids. 2, a little bit of basketball knowledge goes a long way, but it's not pertinent. It's 1 hour through the week and an hour on Saturdays when the season starts. And the season actually doesn't start till January.
Okay.
People ask, well, why do you start so early? Because I'm one person trying to pull it off.
Right.
Now I end up getting volunteers, but there's jerseys that have to be ordered. There's teams that have to be divided. Coaches have to be found. So the quicker I can get coaches taken care of, but you may say, well, I don't coach. How can I help? We have a full concession stand.
What about referees?
Referees, all of it's volunteer based. We need those. We also need. It sounds crazy. People who run a scoreboard. Some people show up and they. Zach Moore's done it for years. We have a tunnel that they run out of, and Zach works about 10 minutes on a Saturday, like 3 different times on Saturday. He shows up and inflates my tunnel and gets it set up. That's just one thing I don't have to worry about.
Right.
And they think, well, it only takes 10 minutes to set it up and tear it down. But that's a 10-minute job that somebody has to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And it seems very insignificant, but when you put it with the whole picture and see it all work together, it's fantastic. So, sign up for basketball. That is, the sign-ups are 9 to noon on the 4th.
That's Saturday.
Yeah, and there is no, skills challenge.
Okay.
Like they're not going to come in
So
on
it's not
Saturday.
like you have to try out for
Yeah,
the
you're
team.
not going to come in and do a skills assessment and then us place you. You sign up.
Okay.
I divide you by age, and I go age, boys and girls. It's a co-ed league. So I'm like, team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, and I get all of the boys, and I just start going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I get to them, I start with the girls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And truth be told, sometimes you get a stacked team, and sometimes you have a team that's not very good. It has nothing to do. If people knew my method, they'd be like, okay, it just happens.
Yeah.
It's just to help kids enjoy. It's free to the community.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask what it costs to
Nothing.
be a part.
They supply the shorts or any kind of short or sweatpants because we have some kids that play in sweats and a pair of tennis shoes. We supply the jersey. It's a great.
Yeah.
This will be my 7th year overseeing it.
So now you did a program previous to this.
Maranatha's had one for several years. We used to do Upward.
Upward, yes.
And
I
it
remember.
runs, from what I understand, it runs very similar to Upward, but Upward got expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So to not put cost on families, we started to do it in-house. We called it Reach the City Basketball, and here we are 7 years later.
That's cool.
So sign up for that. It's not just to church people. It's community-based.
This is out beyond.
This is an
Maranatha.
outreach.
So if you know a kid that you think would enjoy playing some basketball, bring them out or tell their parents, make sure that they get out on Saturday, November the 4th from 9 until noon for Reach the City Basketball signups, kindergarten through 5th grade. Scott Ray, thank you.
Scott,
If you're interested in coaching.
There's a sign-up sheet in the lobby
Yes.
at the volunteer desk.
And for volunteers, if you want to sign up at the volunteer desk,
Yes.
this is also is volunteers on on Church Center?
It is not.
Okay.
I did it that way because I didn't know how to where would people like to serve.
Okay.
I didn't know how to make it different options, so I went old school. It is lobby,
Okay.
piece of paper, very simple.
So, volunteer signups in the lobby only. For their kids to play, that would be Saturday, November the 4th.
Yep.
So make sure you know the difference between the two.
Kindergarten to 5th grade currently.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next day, this is where I was heading and I missed it, is Quilts of Valor. That is on November the 5th. We are honoring veterans. I think we have over 20 signed up to receive quilts
That's
this
awesome.
year. That is fantastic.
That is awesome. And something that folks need to know when they come into the sanctuary that day, what's going to happen is they'll drape quilts
Yes.
over the seats in the sanctuary. Don't feel like you can't sit where those quilts are draped. That's the purpose.
That's the intent.
Yeah, the intent is to have you sit. It's just decoration at this point.
Yep.
Those
Now we
won't
do
be the
pray
quilts.
over them.
Yeah.
We pray over them because not only will people be receiving quilts Sunday, but Mary Beth, who is one of our quilting ministry ladies, is the oversight for the state of West Virginia Quilts of Valor.
Yes.
And so the ones that are draped over the sanctuary pews will be handed
Yes.
to one. So when we pray over them, we also pray over the ones on the seats because they will eventually make their way to a veteran or a vet.
A veteran service member.
Yeah.
So Scott asks about. He asked about practice and games days. We know that.
Yeah, he said, do we know which days for practice or games?
That depends on practice schedule. It depends on once I have a coaches meeting. Coaches will determine it's 1 hour a week, and it's consistent.
Awesome.
So like if you're Monday at 6, it's the whole season. Monday at 6 is your practice. And then games, depending on ages, are either at 9, 10, 11, or 12 on Saturday mornings.
Good.
And it's 6 weeks. We'll be over by end of February.
Very good. All right. So again, Quilts of Valor. As we step back to Quilts of Valor, kind of taking a rabbit trail back to Reach the City. So Quilts of Valor. This is something that I don't know if folks really understand. When you look at, if you go to the Quilts of Valor website, you find out a whole lot more about
Absolutely.
Quilts of Valor and the fact that it's not something that it's just a present or this kind of thing. It's serious. They're serious about this going to a veteran or a current service member.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, if you have somebody that you know, family member,
Yes.
friend, that has served, has been in a war or been touched by a war as a service member, nominate them because this is something that I don't know that veterans and even service members today get enough thanks for what they do.
Recognition.
So this is one way to thank them.
Absolutely.
And to let them know that we see them. We know that they're, we appreciate the work that they've done and that
Yes.
they do. I took the opportunity to nominate my brother this year. So
That's fantastic.
he'll be receiving one as well.
That's great.
As the other 19 folks that we
Yeah.
have so far. So, and I know there were some friends that we were having dinner with last night that were nominating their loved one. And I hear that there's a 90-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, that's going to be receiving one
That's awesome.
this year. So that's pretty amazing.
I'll never forget one guy last year, older gentleman, to my knowledge, never been at Maranatha. He received one and he asked for permission to speak. And Pastor gave him a mic and he was from Vietnam. And he said, I've never been thanked. And we know there was a lot of issue and a lot of,
Right.
Should we have been there, should we not? But whether you believe that or not,
The matter we were.
we were there.
Yeah. So
He was commissioned, and our commander-in-chief at the time said, this is where you'll be, and this is where he went, and he had never got thanked.
wow.
And we were glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, so this is a very important service.
Come out. Even if
yeah.
you don't have a vet being honored, come out. I'm telling you, you ain't going to miss it.
Yeah. And we've got some special things that are, not only are the quilts being presented, but there's some special things going on
Yeah.
with that. Some special
Yeah, we do.
things that we've got planned.
Okay, well,
You don't really have an excuse either because that's also fallback. So
Oh, so you gain.
Yeah.
look at it. Yes.
yeah, so if
Or
you get an
extra
extra hour of
hours that
sleep
you
that
gain.
night,
We get an extra hour of sleep. Oh.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't really affect me. People are like, oh, I get an extra hour of sleep, but I don't know. I guess it's why I get up so early every day
Right.
anyway. It doesn't really.
See, for me, I look at the clock
really
the night
feel it.
before, and I'm like, oh, it's
only-
only 6 o'clock, and it's really 7. And then when I
it's like
look, and it's
dark.
midnight on the clock, and I'm like,
It don't change till 2 anyway.
Right,
What am
it's
I
good.
worried
I got a
about?
little bit of time.
It's only
So,
11.
but don't forget that is fallback day.
Yeah.
As well. Then we got a lot going on. We got
Yeah.
annual missions offering. This is huge.
So this is on the 12th. The
Yes,
service is the 12th, but from the 12th on to the end of the month,
to the end of the year.
end of the year. I mean,
End of the year.
Yes.
And people have been given all year long. Some people do. Some people give towards the end of the year. But you may say, well, what's the annual missions offering? This is an offering that comes in. Marinetha's been doing this. I mean, I've been 40 years, to my knowledge, all 40 years. We support, I think Lane asked today, 30 missionaries globally,
wow.
or 30 ministries globally. They're depending on us. And it's going to be places where we will never step foot, maybe.
Right.
I don't have any intention, but I give to this offering because people like Preston and Jersey Sheldon, who was in service with us just a few weeks ago, they're depending on it. Josue Cook in Mexico is depending on it. Pastor Bill Perot is in Colombia. He's depending on it. Faith Hansen, who attends here, she started singing in a choir.
Yeah.
She just took over the reins of International Missions Outreach, which is in Haiti. She was raised in Haiti, born in West Virginia, but they moved when she was a young age. Her schooling was actually in Haiti. She's fluent in Creole.
Yeah.
She doesn't need an interpreter. She's actually the interpreter for when her dad does it.
That's awesome.
They're depending on us. And 100% of everything that comes in is then distributed. The elders pray over it. And there's been times that we've had to cut funding because of lack of income. We can only give out what comes in. So,
Yeah, that's something that's very important. And folks can, if they want to give now, it's very simple to do. Just text $sign with the keyword missions. Just text what you're going to get.
text your amount to the keyword missions.
at 304-948-5722. That's text whatever amount you're giving with this keyword missions, 304-948-5722. And you can do that from, even now. But the main service that we
Yes.
focus on is coming up on the
And
12th.
I believe Faith Hansen is speaking that morning.
Very nice.
And if you were in service or watching a week or two ago when Pastor had her close in prayer, fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute fire.
Yeah.
So
So
we're-
you want to make sure that you're a part of that service.
Yes.
And make sure that you do whatever you can.
Yeah, pray
towards
about
missions.
it. Pray about it. About what amount God lays on your heart to give and give.
Absolutely.
So, and then
This is
this one's good. Are you reprising your role? Is that the plan,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So, Easter meeting, Journey 24 is happening. We've added some scenes. We've kept a lot of what we did last year, made a few changes. But we have a meeting Sunday immediately following the service, this Sunday, in the sanctuary for anybody interested, backstage. cast, crew,
wardrobe,
costuming and wardrobe, all that stuff. We need volunteers, and you were part of it. Last year was your first time being a part of.
It was first time on platform.
On platform.
Yeah, we did when we did the journey where we moved around.
That's
it was
right.
just kind of lingering.
Yes, you were. Yes,
Yeah,
but
part of it,
that
but
was
not-
your first
yeah.
big on-stage production with Maranatha.
Right.
How'd you think it went?
I thought we had a great time. I mean, the camaraderie and the community that's developed by being a part
Absolutely.
of it pales in comparison to really anything.
Agreed.
The anointing that is their practices through performances is just amazing. So I would encourage anybody just to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't act,
Right.
and you can be a set designer, or you can help with backstage, or
Yes.
or makeup or costumes or whatever. Be a part of it. Even if you're, hey, I would say a big thank you to Tony Enders, who came, and Kenny Rice.
Yes.
They both were instrumental in making sure that we hit our marks. We
Absolutely.
were out of dressing rooms and
Yes.
in ready
Where
to
we
go
needed to
where
be.
we need to be. Those guys were instrumental. You can do stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think people who've never, if you've never done a production of any sort, there is a crew as big as, if not bigger than than the cast,
Right.
who are never seen. You know, people don't
Yeah.
see the guy who has to help with lights, or the guy who has to do the special fog, or the person who's got to make sure that the communion table gets out in the
Right.
middle of the dark.
Right.
You know, people don't see that. They see the guy playing Judas sing a great song. Well, that's great, but did the rock he had to set on make it? I mean, all of
Right.
those pieces work together.
Yeah.
To me, it's a lot like basketball. You see one piece of it,
Yeah.
but there's 50 other people who are making sure that one piece happens.
And think about this: even if you're just moving the rock onto
Right.
the platform, or you're moving the communion table onto the platform, if anybody comes to the Lord during those performances,
Yes.
you have a hand in their salvation.
Absolutely.
You have
Absolutely.
a hand in it, and that's pretty amazing that you
It
have
is.
a hand in someone's eternal decision
Yes.
by just placing a prop on the on
Yeah.
the platform.
You are no less important than the guy who portrays Jesus.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just not.
Yep.
So the sign-ups, or the interest meeting and sign-ups for that is Sunday,
This coming Sunday.
this coming Sunday, immediately following service in the sanctuary. So we were talking about it in a staff meeting today. If you're in the sanctuary and not planning on participating, please pick up your kids and head to the lobby
and those
and
of you
talk
that
somewhere
are,
else.
right,
And everybody who's coming to the meeting, pick up your kids
And get back in,
first,
right.
and then come back in.
yeah, that's for sure. Because there's the threat. If you don't go get your kid and then come back into the meeting, you're going to have a kid that's going to be given espresso and a free puppy.
Yes. At least that's
Is that what I hear? That's
that is the
correct? Okay,
rumor.
that's the
That
rumor.
is the rumor mill.
So go get your kids and come out
Come
and be
back.
a part of.
Yes.
Even if you're on the fence. As
Come
to
and hear
whether or
about it.
not, just come hear about it.
Come and hear about it.
If we haven't convinced you here, I believe those that are involved in putting it together on Sunday will be able to convince
So
you. 'Cause it's
exciting.
going to be fun.
So exciting. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's just about it.
That is it for today. Thanks for joining us again, Chris.
How's it feel to be I should ask, how's it feel to be a newly minted 40-year-old?
40-year-old? I'm tired.
Well,
There's a
having
whole-
Olive Garden
yeah.
before you got here.
That is
didn't help.
true.
Yeah, so.
No, I had a wonderful birthday. Pastor and I lied to each other numerous times. I thought I was keeping him out of something because I thought it was his birthday surprise. He knew it was mine, but he lied to me. So we have forgiven each other and asked the Lord to forgive us. So it was great. I had a wonderful birthday. My wife did a stellar job. And my kids kept it a secret.
And I didn't tell you Friday night.
That's right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And
I had dinner with him and
thank
Stacy.
you, Eric Gibson.
Yes.
Because he didn't let
And
the
Chris
cat out of the
didn't let
bag.
it. No,
on-
Eric was too busy singing
Right, yeah.
"Come Sail Away" at the top of his lungs.
Right.
I joined him. We had
I saw
beautiful 3-part harmony with Styx that night. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
So-
it's awesome.
But we love you. We will be back here. Somebody else will be here with you. I'm out of town Thursday.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm out of town Thursday. So someone else will be in my seat, but Chris will be here next week.
We'll make
Announcement.
Aaron do it.
Aaron's
What is
coming.
that?
Aaron's
Yeah.
coming
Aaron's going
out.
to do it. Aaron's going
Aaron's
to
coming out. Aaron's coming out.
Aaron's
from
do it.
coming out from
Yes,
behind.
I'm feeling it. I got a head operates with me. We're
Yeah.
going. We're going with it.
I was going to
Boy.
suggest one of those two.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe the next week, Corey. I'll take Corey's seat.
Yeah,
And-
sure. I'll let you turn it all on too.
Yeah.
I just set it all
We'll
up.
figure it out. I'll just have to get my phone out and hit go live, and it'll look the same. It won't sound.
It won't
and-
sound-
yeah, the
yeah.
quality won't be nearly as good.
Right.
So, but we love y'all, and we hope to see you in the house Sunday morning. But if not,
Online.
Online.
On Facebook or YouTube. You can catch the broadcast there. Last night we had, I think, 24 watching live, or around 26 at times. Lots of good interaction.
Absolutely.
On the feed. So
Chris-
somebody's there watching.
I was gonna say Chris is there, man. If
Yeah.
you need prayer, let us know. Chris is.
was able to pray for somebody actually on, while they messaged. I sent them a message, prayed for them while we were.
That's great.
Yeah, so make sure that you know that we're there with you, not just typing into air and nobody's seeing your comments. and
Correct.
stuff. We really want your interaction. So join us online or in person on Sunday.
Sounds good. Love you.